Manual transmission has long been a symbol of driving passion and control, but is it on the verge of extinction? With the rise of automatic and electric vehicles, many are asking, is manual transmission dead, or does it still have a future? Let's break it down. First, the convenience of automatics is undeniable. They shift gears seamlessly, making driving easier, especially in heavy traffic. But for enthusiasts, nothing beats the thrill of rowing through gears, feeling every shift, and having that direct connection with the car. It's a driving experience that automatics simply can't replicate. Now, let's consider the younger generation. Many new drivers are learning on automatics, and the demand for manuals is dwindling. However, there's a growing movement among car enthusiasts who appreciate the art of driving. Clubs and events dedicated to manual cars are thriving, proving that there's still a passionate community out there. Plus, some manufacturers are still producing manual options, especially in sports cars. Brands like Mazda and Porsche recognize that for many, driving is about the experience, not just getting from point A to B. So, is manual transmission dead? Not yet. It may be evolving, but as long as there are drivers who crave that connection, manuals will have a place in the automotive world. The future might be uncertain, but the love for the stick shift is far from over.
I've been thinking a lot about cars lately, especially how the landscape of driving is changing right before our eyes. Remember when manual transmissions were the norm? It feels like just yesterday that every car enthusiast swore by the thrill of shifting gears themselves. But now, finding a manual car is becoming a real challenge. Automakers are phasing them out, and it's not just a trend, it's a shift in consumer demand. The rise of automatic transmissions is hard to ignore. They're convenient, easy to drive, and let's face it, they make navigating heavy traffic a lot less stressful. But it's not just traditional automatics that are taking over. Dual-clutch transmissions are also gaining traction. These systems combine the best of both worlds, offering lightning-fast gear changes and improved fuel efficiency. It's like having a sports car experience without the need for a manual stick. And let's talk about consumer preferences. Today's drivers are looking for comfort and ease. Many people want a car that fits seamlessly into their busy lives, and automatics deliver just that. Plus, with the rise of electric vehicles, which often come with single-speed transmissions, the manual gearbox is becoming even more of a rarity. It's fascinating how this shift reflects broader changes in our society. We're living in a fast-paced world where convenience often trumps tradition. While I'll always appreciate the art of driving a manual, I can't help but recognize that the future is leaning towards automatics and dual-clutch systems. It's a new era for driving, and it's exciting to see where it will take us next.
When it comes to the driving experience, the debate between manual and automatic transmissions is as old as the cars themselves. Let's dive into the world of driving and explore what each option brings to the table. Starting with manuals, there's something undeniably thrilling about being in complete control of your vehicle. When you're behind the wheel of a stick shift, every gear change is a dance between you and the car. You feel the engine's power, and you can decide when to shift, which can make even a mundane drive feel exhilarating. The engagement you get from a manual transmission is unmatched. It's not just about getting from point A to point B, it's about the journey itself. You're actively involved in the driving process, and that connection can transform an ordinary commute into a memorable experience. Plus, there's a certain satisfaction that comes with mastering a manual. It's a skill that not everyone possesses, and there's a sense of pride in being able to navigate through gears smoothly. Whether you're tackling winding mountain roads or cruising along the highway, the responsiveness of a manual can make you feel like a true driver. It's about the joy of driving, the thrill of the road, and the connection to the machine. Now let's shift gears and talk about automatics. The convenience factor here is hard to ignore, especially in stop-and-go traffic. Imagine being stuck in a jam, your foot hovering over the clutch, and your mind racing with frustration. With an automatic, you can relax and let the car do the work. No more worrying about stalling or grinding gears. You can focus on the road ahead. This ease of use is a significant advantage, particularly for those who drive in urban environments where traffic is a daily reality. Modern automatic transmissions have come a long way, too. They're not just about convenience anymore. they can actually outperform manuals in many scenarios. With advancements like dual clutch systems and adaptive shift logic, automatics can deliver faster gear changes and better acceleration. In some cases, they can even provide a more fuel-efficient drive. So, if you're looking for speed and efficiency, an automatic might just be the way to go. Ultimately, the choice between manual and automatic comes down to personal preference. Do you crave the engagement and control of a manual, or do you prefer the convenience and efficiency of an automatic? Each has its own unique charm, and both can offer an incredible driving experience. Whether you're tearing up the back roads in a stick shift or cruising effortlessly in an automatic, the joy of driving is what truly matters.
There's something about driving a manual transmission that just feels alive. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's an experience, a connection between you and the car. For many enthusiasts, the passion for manual cars runs deep, rooted in nostalgia. I remember my first car, a beat-up hatchback with a stick shift. Every time I slid into the driver's seat, I felt a rush of excitement. The sound of the engine revving, the feel of the clutch under my foot, and the satisfaction of perfectly timed gear shifts. It was pure joy. Manuals are often seen as a dying breed, but they still hold a special place in the hearts of performance car lovers. There's a skill involved in mastering the stick shift that simply can't be replicated with an automatic. It's about timing, precision, and a certain finesse. When you're navigating a twisty mountain road, the ability to downshift and feel the car respond is exhilarating. You're not just driving, you're dancing with the machine. And let's not forget the thrill of being in control. With a manual, you decide when to shift, how to accelerate, and how to tackle every curve. It's a more engaging experience, demanding your full attention and rewarding you with a sense of accomplishment. Every successful gear change feels like a small victory, a testament to your skill behind the wheel. For many, it's also about community. There's a bond among manual enthusiasts, a shared understanding of what it means to drive a car that requires more than just pressing a pedal. Whether it's swapping stories at car meets or helping a friend learn to drive stick, there's a camaraderie that comes with this passion. In a world where convenience often trumps connection, manual cars remind us of the joy of driving. They're not just vehicles. They're a celebration of skill, passion, and the thrill of the open road. So, for those of us who love manuals, it's not just about the car. It's about the journey, the memories, and the pure, unfiltered joy of driving. Electric vehicles are revolutionizing the way we think about driving, and one of the most significant changes is the decline of manual transmissions. Think about it. Electric cars are designed for efficiency and ease of use. And that means saying goodbye to the clutch and gear shifts that have defined driving for decades. With electric motors providing instant torque, the need for multiple gears just isn't there. You press the pedal, and you go. It's a seamless experience that makes driving more accessible, especially for new drivers who might find manuals intimidating. This shift is not just about convenience, it's also about performance. EVs can accelerate faster than many traditional cars, and without the need for gear changes, the driving experience becomes smoother and more responsive. Now, let's consider the cultural impact. Manual transmissions have long been celebrated for the control and engagement they offer. For car enthusiasts, driving a stick shift is almost a rite of passage. But as electric vehicles gain popularity, we're seeing a shift in what it means to be a car lover. The focus is moving from the mechanics of driving to the technology behind it. Features like regenerative braking and advanced driver assistance systems are becoming the new benchmarks for excitement. However, this doesn't mean manuals will disappear entirely. There will always be a niche market for those who crave the tactile connection of a manual transmission. But as EVs become the norm, the demand for manual cars will likely dwindle. It's a fascinating evolution in the automotive world, where the future is electric and the traditional manual is becoming a relic of the past. In the end, the rise of electric vehicles is reshaping our driving culture, making it more about innovation and less about the mechanics of shifting gears. The future is here, and it's silent, smooth, and undeniably exciting.
Stick shift cars have been a staple of driving culture for decades, but as we look to the future, it's hard not to wonder, Will they become extinct or find a cozy spot in niche markets? The rise of automatic transmissions and electric vehicles has certainly changed the landscape. Many drivers today prefer the convenience of automatics, especially in heavy traffic. But there's a passionate community that still craves the connection and engagement of a manual transmission. Brands like Mazda and Subaru continue to champion the manual gearbox. The Mazda MX-5 Miata, for instance, is a beloved choice for driving enthusiasts, offering that pure, unfiltered driving experience. Subaru's WRX also caters to those who want to feel every gear shift, especially with its rally heritage. Even some luxury brands like Porsche still offer manuals in their 911 lineup, proving that there's still a market for those who appreciate the art of driving. Special editions are popping up too, like the Ford Mustang Mach-1, which pays homage to its muscle car roots by offering a manual option. These models are not just about performance, they're about preserving the driving experience that many of us cherish. While it's true that manuals may not dominate the market like they once did, they're far from dead. They're becoming a niche, a badge of honor for those who value the skill and engagement that comes with shifting gears. As long as there are enthusiasts who appreciate the thrill of a well-timed downshift or the satisfaction of a perfectly executed heel-toe maneuver, stick shifts will have a place in the automotive world. So, while the future may lean towards automatics and EVs, the manual transmission will likely remain a cherished relic for those who understand its significance. It's not just about driving. It's about the experience, the connection to the road, and the joy of being in control. As we wrap up our discussion on manual transmissions, let's recap the key points. We've seen that while the popularity of manual gearboxes has declined, they're far from extinct. Enthusiasts still cherish the connection and control that a stick shift provides, making driving an engaging experience. Automakers are also adapting, offering manuals in performance models to cater to those who crave that raw driving feel. However, with the rise of electric vehicles and advanced automatics, the landscape is changing. Many drivers now prioritize convenience and efficiency, which means manuals might not fit into the mainstream future. But is manual transmission truly dead? I'd argue it's evolving. It's becoming a niche, a specialty for those who appreciate the art of driving. So, what do you think? Is the manual transmission on its last legs, or is it simply finding a new identity in the automotive world? I'd love to hear your thoughts.